Yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up. Watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk. This talk Eagles. Philly bleed green is from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on them. Drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby. Let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Upon Further Review, where we go over the Eagles' previous game, and our Philadelphia Eagles lost in the previous game versus the Jets. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the good, talk about the bad, see where you guys are. I'll let you know where I am. Pat's going to join us in just a bit. He's running a little bit behind. I didn't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer, so I came out to meet the crowd, to meet the angry mob, so to speak, and talk about this game that just transpired this past week. A winnable game, very winnable game. You guys let me know how you guys feel about this game and how you see this week's game, how you think this is going to play out. I'll start by saying, like I ended the post-game show on Sunday, by saying that I hope it brings a sense of urgency to the fact that we have some things that we need to fix, right? And maybe we differ on some of those things, but I think that we're going to agree on some of them too. Number one, I think that we have to fix the play design, right? The creativities of these plays, right? Even before the play calling, even before that. And I know everybody's jumping on Brian Johnson, and I'm there too. I'm in that arena of jumping on Brian Johnson also. But I also know that, he is in a position where he's learning on the job, so to speak. I know he's had play calling duties in college, but this is a different level. Number one, this is a different level. This is the professional level of football. And he has to get in. He has to learn on the job on how to call plays efficiently on this level. And I don't know if he has totally grasped that. There are spots in the game where everything looks great. And where that is those first 15 scripted plays look great. If you go back and look over all of our games, our opening drives usually look good. I mean, they move the ball efficiently on those first drives, right? It's not until after that, after we get through the first 15 scripted plays, that real play calling sets in and seems to a little bit. It's a little inconsistent, right? We've been talking all year thus far about the offense not looking as explosive as last year. And yeah, I'll credit the fact that the opposing defensive coordinators now have a year's worth of tape that they can look at and kind of counter punch what the Eagles were doing last year with the RPO. So yeah, I'll give credit to that aspect of maybe that's slowing down the offense. But there are other times when, like for instance, let's just talk about this past game, right? Like, so the previous two games, we basically won by dominating the time of possession, right? Dominating the time of possession. How, Dark Knight? What are you talking about? Because we had a dominant running game. We played keep away football the previous 2 weeks. The previous 2 weeks to us playing the Jets, we played keep away football. We dominated on the ground. We dominated time of possession. And then this week, we come out and we don't do that. So that's where the inconsistency for me comes in. We don't run the ball nearly as much as we ran the ball the previous 2 weeks. Why? Why do we get away from that? And that's what I mean, growing and learning on the job. I know how sexy airing it out looks, right? And I know there's probably some of you guys now that's watching now that want to see the old aerial attack. And I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm a realist also. And bottom line is I want to see a W. So if it's a choice between seeing a high flying aerial attack, explosive, exciting, AJ getting 100 yards, Devontae getting 100 yards, Goddard getting 70 or more yards, I'm all in favor of that. But if I have to make a choice between that and a W, I'm going to choose the W every day of the week, twice on Sunday. So if our best chance to win is utilizing our strong offensive line and the running game, and then mixing in that aerial attack off of the play action, I'm for that. That's what I want to see. And sometimes you can be a little too smart for your own good. I know they had their secondary was beat up. Their starting secondary was not in the game. So, I guess the odds told them, or the analytical people, how he has a whole lot of them in the building. Maybe the analytical people told him that, this is going to be a pass happy day this past Sunday. I don't know, but it looked like that once they got on the field, that it was going to be a pass heavy day, and that day did not bode well for our Green Giants. It didn't. It didn't bode well. Jalen threw 3 interceptions. I've never seen that from him. Not in a long time. Let me put it that way. I haven't seen that from him in a long time. And albeit two of them were maybe not his fault, but still uncharacteristic down the stretch to throw one too. Talked about going into that game too. 12-0 streak, and I hate to bring it up, but I can't help but mention it because it's a part of football. But I talked about the Vegas factor and all the money being on the Eagles that day, and I know everybody. I don't want to talk. Well, it's true, man. It's real. I don't know if any of you guys on social media, but there's a and this is a different sport, albeit it is a different sport, but there was what's his name? I forget his name. He used to play for the Sixers too. I forget his name. Evans. His name was Evans. But he's talking about they were talking about playoff basketball and how hard it was when Evan Turner was his name. And they were talking about how tough it is to win the playoffs. And he said he was getting up for a playoff game, and his buddy said, "Yo, we're not winning this game," or something to that effect. Like, why? He said, this is a business. This is a business, and the NBA wants to see this team and that team in the finals. We're going to have to win by 1. We're going to have to beat them by 15. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a part of the game, right? Gambling is a part of the game. I get it. I know it was a trap game. Yeah, Floyd, I hear you, trap game and all that. But I look at the Vegas factor, and I know nobody else probably talking about none of the national analysts will ever utter what I'm saying here, but I'm not a national analyst. I got my own podcast. I can say what the hell I want to say. So, that's why I'm getting at a little bit, Floyd. I just can't ignore that aspect of the game because that's a part of the game. Vegas is a part of the game. I'm sorry. So, that was very uncharacteristic for that man to throw an interception. And when they showed the camera angle they showed the angle of what Jalen was looking at. And I can't for my life think of why he would throw that ball. I mean, you could see that it was 2 men right on either side of this receiver he was trying to get the ball to. So, but it wasn't just that play. It was 4 turnovers altogether. You cannot win a game with 4 turnovers. And you show me the times that has happened, and I'll show you very few times. I'll say that. Very few times does happen. You cannot turn the ball over 4 times, and we did that. So that's another aspect of the offense, and hopefully this loss will bring a spotlight on and cause a sense of urgency that they have to. There's now, there's no longer an extended preseason. Now we're in the regular season. The first month of football is over. The rust should be knocked off. We should not be making stupid penalties, stupid mistakes. This offense should be looking better than it did when it first came out the gate, right? We said that the first 4 weeks was extended preseason. Well, now we're past preseason. We're past extended preseason. So we shouldn't be seeing this type of ugly play. We're supposed to be getting progressively better, not progressively worse. And that was a regression on Sunday. I know. You can't win them all, right? That was a trap game. But this week coming up is going to be crucial on what's going to happen in these coming weeks. This is going to be a start of a very tough 8-week schedule. I know when we first looked at the schedule, we looked at that 6-week schedule with Dallas, by Kansas City, Buffalo, San Fran, Dallas again, and Seahawks. Right? We said this was going to be a tough 6-game stretch. Well, now, if you add in these next 2 games, it's going to be a tough 8-game stretch. All right, Miami has emerged as a contender themselves. Very explosive offense. Very explosive. We faced them Monday night. Then after that, we faced the Commanders, who just scared the hell out of us at home. And we have to face them down in Washington. No, you look on paper, it looks like we should win. We should beat them, right? But it also looked that way when we looked at the Jets on paper. And they just finished taking us to overtime. So that's not an easy game. So we got Miami Monday night, then Washington on a short week. And then we go into that 6-game stretch that's supposed to be the toughest of our season. So we need to right the ship, and we need to right the ship now. We can ill afford to let this loss linger or let this loss set a trend for us. We need to clean it up on offense, on the offensive side of the ball. The defense still is impressive to me. I still am in love with the defense. I am. I'm still in love with the defense. But let me get, I'm sorry, I've been talking so long. I have not welcomed you guys into the conversation. That is, you guys are tonight you're my second host because I don't have any other hosts. So let me welcome my second host to the program, and that's you guys in the room. Starting with first person in the room tonight is Ed Clinton. He says, "Hey now, what's up, Ed?" Ed is a loyal follower on YouTube. And in case you guys don't know, for the past 3 weeks, I have been doing play-by-play. You can watch the game with me as I do play-by-play on the Eagles game on YouTube. And Ed's there. If no one else is there, Ed's there with me. So he's always going to be my guy. I thank you for hanging in there with me. Ed get me straight. He'll get me straight in there. Thanks for hanging tough. We do get a lot of views too on that. Although not a lot of concurrent viewers, but when I look at the numbers afterwards, we do pretty well. So you guys on Facebook need to come over because I'm only doing play-by-play on YouTube. So I know I'm on Facebook tonight, but the play-by-play is YouTube exclusive. So you got to come over to YouTube and watch the game with us. We have a good time. You hear me cursing, going off, what the hell they doing and all that. All right, second person in the room is Rachel Murphy. Go Birds. Julio. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. Floyd Pressberry. Hello, Eagles fan. What's up, Floyd? Thank you for joining us. Mel Davis is in the house also. Mel says, "Happy Thursday, Eagle Nation. Peace and blessings." Yeah, Ed said he put that game out of his mind. Richard Boo Layton is in the house. Eagles fan. What's up? What's up, Richard? What's going on? Anthony T. Johns. What's up, Eagles Talk family? What's up, Anthony? Thank you for joining us. Sean Pinckney, week 5. Some offensive weapons as last year, but a better run game. And here we are talking about urgency. Yes, Same. Oh, I'm sorry. Same offensive weapons as last year, but a better run game. And here we are talking about. Yes, it is. It is a sense of urgency because this offense is not really. Name a game where this offense played as well as it did last year. Name a game where it played as well as it did. I'm talking about when it was clicking on all cylinders. We have not had an offensive game where it was clicking on all cylinders yet, right? We had more of them last year, right? And and that's why I mean a sense of urgency about because what we can't do is be comfortable with mediocrity, right? Because I think we were getting to a point of maybe being comfortable with mediocrity. And I know we have the type of quarterback that does not allow this team to rest on substandard play because it's all about the standard, right? But as you continue to win, not playing your best ball, there's a sense of complacency that, all right, we cool, we undefeated. We ain't even play our best game yet. You know what I mean? It's cool. No, it can't be. It's not cool. You can't be complacent with mediocrity. We have multiple games where we looked at and we can look at now and say we left a lot of meat on the bones, meaning there were way more points that we could have scored had we been operating more efficiently. And we didn't do that. And that's what I mean by winning games like that and developing a sort of complacency and winning like that. No, we can't. That's not the standard. We have to make the main thing the main thing. All right, I'm sorry, John. Mel Davis, absolutely. This is a bounce back game for all. Rachel says, hopefully our coaching staff will realize that an injury report doesn't mean you can air the ball because of injuries in the secondary. The backups have something to prove and they have pride and sold them short. Yeah, that's a good summation. Miami is not fake. No, Miami is not fake. You called this loss. I did call this. I did call this loss actually in the preseason when we were doing our schedule prediction, but I called it a loss under different circumstances. I called it a loss because I was forecasting Aaron Rodgers being their quarterback, but he wasn't. So, oh, I'm not using my. I'm glad he's doing it. All right, where was it? Okay, 1 2 1 2. All right, I wasn't using my audio. That my co-host here. Thank you. I'm glad I'm here. All this time, I thought out my silver smooth voice was coming across, and that time I was talking through the webcam and not in my voice. All right, so you guys hear me now, really a lot better. All right, hopefully so. But yeah, I did call this as a loss at the beginning of the season, a loss to the Jets. We were going to be 5-0, and that was going to be our first loss. But I had different circumstances in which I predicted that loss. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing, and I knew that they had a very formidable defense, and I thought that this team was only missing a quarterback, a competent quarterback. And with him, I thought they were going to be very dangerous. But he went down. So they're not as dangerous as they would be with Aaron Rodgers because they do have Zach Wilson. And although he's getting better, he's not Aaron Rodgers. But they still do have a formidable defense that did a yeoman's job on our offense. They did do a good job. So, Pat, I am talking about the game, talking about the sense of urgency, or hoping that they develop a sense of urgency on correcting some of the things that ails this offense, and get this train back on the track.
That game was funky. I have no other way to put it. That game was funky because we jumped to a 14 nothing lead, and it looked like we was going to keep selling through. They kicked field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal. Then they got down to the fourth quarter. It's like they're still in the game. We ain't doing nothing. Yeah. And it's been the thing I preached about Their defense is formidable. They have a very good defense. They held some very good quarterbacks to under their actual passing rate. So I said to the pregame show, I'm not taking them lightly whatsoever because you can't, because that defense alone keeps that team into some of these games. Then all of a sudden, instead of running the ball, running the clock out, we're throwing the ball. That's like that commercial, the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial, when they say, "Oh, we're about to lose the game." Somebody hit the button. The next thing you know, interception. That game didn't seem right. But like I was telling the people at work today, and some of my Masonic brothers, I was like, they asked me, "Pat, how you feel about the game?" And they Cowgirls fans. How you feel about the game? Y'all, I'm fired up. I said, listen, there would have been only one undefeated Super Bowl champion ever.
Yep.
You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. I mean, to lose to the Jets with Zach Wilson, it's not something that you'd be proud about. But when you look at that defense, then they're going to come back with me and say, oh, they was missing their top corners. So what? They still got their interior line, defensive line. They still got Quentin Williams. They still got the two linebackers. Listen, that's a formidable defense. If we had that defense, you'd be talking about Super Bowl right now, right?
Yeah, our defense is not chop suey, but you're right. They have a very formidable defense. I was just talking to somebody also on just the same fact that you just brought up, that they held some nice quarterbacks, some nice offenses. They held them in check. I mean,
Pat Mahomes,
right? Pat Mahomes. And the Pat Mahomes in that game, they almost had the same type of formula we had. I mean, They came out and scored like the first 2 or 3 times they had the ball and had 20 points at the half. And that second half, the Jets shut them down. Like they only got another field goal the rest of the way. So that was a little similar to what we did in coming out, scoring 2 touchdowns and then shut down. I mean, they shut the door, pretty much a lot along the way. And I think that we helped them out too by playing into their hands with this pass-happy pass-happy offense, and getting away from what we do best and what we had done the previous 2 weeks to a high level, and that was rushing the football. I don't know how you get away from that quick.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Dark Knight. Why the hell do we have Rashard Penny? We don't have the big back. I love Swift. I love Swift to death. He is the number one running back in Philadelphia, but he needs a bigger back to alleviate him some of those carries that gets that extra 2 yards with that push, because Swift is that Brian. What I said at the beginning of the season, he reminds me of Brian Westbrook. Brian Westbrook can do it all, but you keep running Brian Westbrook, he's going to get beat down. It was perfect when they had Deuce Staley in B West, right? It was perfect when it was LaShawn Corey in B West. Like it was perfect when he had a Corral Buckholder in B West. It was perfect when he had those other running backs in there, because you couldn't stop all of that. You couldn't. And each running back was fresh. You have these smaller running backs that are all similar in size, and they're tiring out. Now you have to pass the ball. When you pass the ball, they can't pass block. Listen, if we're not going to use Rashard Penny, drop him. Drop him like a penny on the street. Go get Leonard Fournette. Do the same thing you did with Julio Jones. Get Fournette, put him on the practice squad, and have him come in there and be the bigger back. Because truthfully, we need a bigger back, Dark Knight. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you now. We do need a bigger back.
What happened to our boy Sermon?
Sherman got picked up.
He got picked up.
He's with the Colts. Yeah, he was the Colts.
All right. So, we haven't done any shots. So let's end this quarter. It's probably second.
And that's the end of the quarter.
2 shots.
Yeah, it's probably we done did. I did two quarters nonstop. I did. All right, so you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. And we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So we got our man back, the shot taker. He is the show's official shot taker, and that is Pat. Pat, what are you doing? You doing the tequila? I know what he's doing. If anybody watches the show, anybody's a regular, you know Pat's doing the tequila because it's weekday. All right, so he's doing the tequila. I'm doing a triple shot of apple juice right now. And you guys let me know what you're doing out there. So we're going to continue to discuss this game and a move that the Eagles made, and I have an announcement too for
wow.
Eagles Talk. Yes. So let's do this for our Philadelphia Eagles. Drink our misery, but drink responsibly, whatever you do. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so we picked up a guy.
Yeah.
And, his name is he's a future Hall of Famer for sure, but he's nowhere near his Hall of Fame pedigree right now. Nowhere near that. His name is Julio Jones. We brought him into the fold. I'm assuming that it's an insurance policy because we're not very deep past our starters, right? Not anybody, that nobody's going to make you write home to mom about after you get past AJ and Devontae and Goddard and maybe OZ. After that, there's a big drop off. So I'm assuming they brought him in because of that, just in case one of our big three goes down, we'll have a veteran in the place that can, although he's not playing on that Pro Bowl level that he used to, he still has a lot of experience and he can catch the ball. So that may be a little better than what we have on the roster now. So I can't see any way where this guy is going to be on the field taking snaps away from our receivers. At least I don't think he should be. I don't think he's that. He has that level of talent anymore where we bring him in and he should be taking any targets away from Smith, any targets away from Brown, any targets away from Goddard. At this point, I don't think he even should take any targets away from OZ.
Yeah, I mean, no, he don't know the offense right now. But from what I heard, Devontae Smith was limited in the practice with hamstring. It's been going around the locker room a lot lately, that hamstring thing. So he might be a replacement for him. We had two guys that didn't practice, Reed Blankenship and Brady Roby. And we need Brady Roby to be healthy. It's a shoulder issue. Julio, he might not be the same receiver he was, 5 years ago, 3 years ago at that. But he does provide you something. He has the ability to go up and get the ball. He does catch the ball. Even last year, we only put about, I think it was 300 yards or 500 yards, something in that range. He was a target for Tennessee. I think this is a strategic move because they signed him to the practice squad. I think it's just an insurance policy for our receivers because right now, I mean, after you said that those two, AJ and Devontae, you go into Oz, you go in Bradley, you go in Britton Covey. Britton Covey's our next receiver up because Quez Walker's on IR. So when you want to do that, then you definitely going into the practice squad receivers, Joseph Nagati and all these guys we got on the practice squad, and we're in their head thinking like, who the heck are we going to do for these? What are we going to do in these situations? So he's just a filler for right now, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I anticipate also. And especially since that he doesn't know the playbook, he just arrived. But we saw another player on the defensive side of the ball, same situation, and we wind up having to throw him into the pit of fire immediately, and that was Roby. And thank God he was up to the task because he really helped us out that week when we weren't expected to play him a lot, but he was pressed into action and he performed admirably. Now that you're talking about Smith and his hamstring, could that be a similar situation? Are we going to find Julio Jones out on the field getting significant snaps because of this hamstring injury?
That is how quickly you can pick up this playbook, which I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Listen, it's going to be difficult. He's a veteran. So he knows the route tree. He knows different concepts that you can run. So he can pick it up very quickly. You have a guy in AJ Brown that can give him some help. It's gonna be difficult. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, we just put him in like it's Madden, but you can't. You literally can't. You can't just say, we're gonna do the same thing like it's Madden, but you literally cannot. So you can't sit there and say we're gonna do everything like we did on Madden, and he's gonna play okay because he know the playbook. Don't know the playbook. All right,
No,
different
he
verbiage.
doesn't. All right, really quick. Jeremiah snuck in. He's like he snuck in. He tried to sneak into class. He's asking, "Am I late? How many shots am I behind?" Rachel, you let us answer that. Don't to stop it, Rachel. Don't know. Right, he's 2 shots behind. Let us tell him how many shots. Don't be telling them the truth. We can. This is our time to get him back for being late. Yeah, Jeremy, you about 5 shots back, man. You gonna have to do that, and we're gonna have to witness it. We're gonna have to witness it. Yeah, you're real late. We're in overtime.
And, we're in overtime. I'll do a shot with you because I missed the first quarter. So
see, this will be 2 shots behind. I'm only kidding, man. All right, 2 shots behind.
Sorry, Eagles, man. My one shot them behind.
All right, look, give Jones 5 plays. Look, if he doesn't, if Devontae can't go, he might get more than 5 plays.
Yeah, he
if
might.
Devontae can't go, he may get more than 5 plays, and that doesn't say a lot for our receivers. If he gets more than 5 plays, that means he comes right in off the street, off of his couch.
Yep.
He comes right in and gets more snaps than Covey. Like that doesn't say a lot for Covey. Like, I know he's a future Hall of Famer, but dude, you've been playing all training camp, all preseason, the first month of the year, and we bring in Julio Jones off of his couch, and he gets more targets than you. That just tells you how bad a state our backup wide receiver core is in.
Well, the thing about it, we still got Greg Ward, we got Joseph Nagati. We do got guys that play the position. Okay. Brent Covey, I'm gonna be 100% for you. He's a kick returner. I mean, punt returner. That's his job. His job is to catch the ball, secure it, and get some yards. Right now, he's the number 1 punt returner in the NFL yards wise. We need him to continue that. Just continue doing that. Be functional in that. You can be all pro and make the Pro Bowl with that. That's all we need. We don't need you to be what's Wes Walker. We don't need you to be that.
We don't.
we don't. We do discover a role for you, yes, but just catch the ball.
And to his credit, he's done a good job, a better job than last year. And I gave credit to the special teams. I think it was Sunday's pregame show, because they are one of the top special team units in the league, and that's a far cry from what they did last year. So I gave them credit for that. But no, we're not asking you to come in and be Wes Welker. No, not at all. So I just commend you on the job you're doing as a punt returner now. But no, he's not going to get those snaps. He's not going to get those snaps. We got other receivers out there. I forgot we have Ward and Nagata and all those others there, and they're not chop suey. But I guess Howie just thought that Julio Jones will be a nice insurance policy in case any one of our top receivers is down for any type of extended period of time. So we will see Julio, and hopefully we don't see him a lot this week because everything's going okay. Because if we see him a lot this week, that's it doesn't bode well. It means that our receivers are not healthy. So,
Lane Johnson will play this Sunday.
Oh man, give us applause for that. Oh, you can. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Oh, I was worried about that.
when he played. Like,
yes,
literally,
yes.
The minute that he left the game, Jalen Hurts was getting pressure left and
yes.
right. Oh man, I'm like, yo, who is this guy they got out there playing? Like he's like freaking it was Jermaine
You missed
Johnson that
2
was on
shots, Tony. That's what you missed. Oh, this is the birthday boy. That's
happy
right.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Tony, our resident from down under. Happy birthday. Tony's a fellow Libra, and it is his birthday today. Happy birthday, buddy. I posted in the Eagles Talk group chat a picture of me and Tony and his son. Who's his son named Joshua? His son named Joshua, Tony. Did I get that right? Joshua and Tony, when they made their trek over to America last January, and had a wonderful time. They traveled all over for about 2 weeks. Attended 2 games, or if they didn't attend 2, they were supposed to attend 2 football games here. Made it up to New York, made it down to Florida. They had a good time. But that's my fellow Libra.
They got sick of the food in America.
they got
under the food here is processed.
Yeah, you got that. They got that cheesesteak, boy. That cheesesteak ain't no joke, man. That's that American food. That's on it hit your stomach like that grease up in there, y'all. I don't think y'all ready for that grease. That's American grease. That grease that's on a cheesesteak. That's American Philly grease right there. And you might not. You wasn't ready. Like I wasn't ready going to Mexico. It's different parts of the world have different cuisines that your body is not ready for. And I don't think they were ready for that cheesesteak, that Philly cheesesteak grease. All right, look, man, happy birthday to Tony, man. And he is on the 19th. He's the fellow Libran like myself. I didn't know we were that close either. Like, because mine's tomorrow. I'll be celebrating tomorrow. And Tony's celebrating today, and it is, matter of fact, it's my birthday already because Tony's already into tomorrow.
Yeah, I got shout out to my wife. I got to shout out to Mrs. Sandlin.
Oh yeah, Miss Sandlin's birthday was yesterday. Yes, happy birthday. So it is already. It's my birthday, and Tony, where Tony's at, because it is what 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning Friday now, Tony. Tell me if I'm right. 10 o'clock in the morning. About to be 9:58. So that is the Phillies loss.
Yeah, they did 2-1. It's okay.
What time they came on?
They came on at 5 o'clock.
Oh my God, I didn't even know. I'm like, oh,
it's all right.
Oh,
they get one win. Kimbrough he walked everybody.
Kimbrough blew it with the walk. Oh,
so
damn it.
We're Eagles. We ain't worried about the Phillies right now. I love them, but we ain't
worried about dang. I would have watched. I didn't. Well, I'm glad I didn't know because we wouldn't have had a show. If I would have known.
You didn't know.
Tony, look, Jeremiah says, Tony, you down 5 shots too. We in overtime. Jeremiah, don't do a crowd with Jeremiah. He get everybody busted. He's like, no, if I'm late, you late too, Tony. We caught. You down 5 shots too. Come on out, Tony. They got us. Don't do a crowd with Jeremiah.
I just want to throw some things out there real quick. Like our defense was so much better this week.
Yeah.
When you look at the overall stats, the quarterback didn't look good. We made him pedestrian, whatever. He had 155 yards passing. The thing about this game, I think what you could take from it is that our defense is getting much better at getting to the quarterback, right? We're getting much better at actually not just getting the hurries, but actually getting to the quarterback and causing issues. I think this is the only game we didn't have a turnover, and I think we missed an interception by Morrow, I think it was, or whoever it might have been. I'll be honest with you. I didn't go back and look at the game because I just couldn't. Be 100% honest. I didn't go back in the game. You have to lose.
I didn't do.
You have to lose in order to understand that you have some issues. I'm a firm believer in that. Like you can go undefeated. You can go undefeated all you want, all right? But again, it goes back to what I said when I first came back onto the show tonight. How many teams have won a Super Bowl that's been undefeated in the season? One. And that's 1979 Miami Dolphins or 78 Miami Dolphins. Like
72 actually.
Yeah. in the 70s. So it hasn't been a team since a 14-season schedule to win a Super Bowl undefeated. The Patriots were undefeated and they lost in the Super Bowl. I don't want to be
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
I want to learn from the mistakes that we have. We understand what our deficiencies are. Our deficiencies are not be consistent on offense, not scoring in the red zone. We can move the ball almost at will when we want to, but we don't want to every single time. It's like what Deion said to his players. We got a lot of people that like football. We don't have a lot of people that's in love with football.
Right. Right.
That's the realest thing I've heard in a while, man.
Yeah.
That's
That is
a
real.
difference. That's a
And I
difference.
agree with you that the defense is playing. They're playing good. They're playing good ball, and without them, we get blown out. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you see how many short fields we gave them. If it was not for the defense playing up to a high level,
Mhm.
this might have been a blowout the other way. I mean, you know, we were holding on for dear life until that last interception. We were holding on for dear life until that last interception. And that was only because the defense had performed at such a high level. That was it. That's the only reason why we were even that's the only reason we had a lead in a game where we already had 3 turnovers. Nobody wins a 3 turnover. Losing the turnover battle 3-0 at that point, and we were still in position to win. That was nothing but the defense that allowed us to be in that position. You just can't win turning the ball over 3 times or down 3-0 in the turnover column. And there's no way you win a 4 turnover game.
No, you don't.
You can't escape that. You can't.
No.
You know.
It was a toss up with time of possession. We had 30 minutes. They had 29 minutes. All right. I mean, we had 4 turnovers. We only scored in the first and second quarters. We didn't score again. We missed a field goal. Like, these things on any given Sunday, that adage, what comes out there to say any given Sunday, that becomes true. So what you got to do, you got to soak this in. You got to see the mistakes. You got to move on. Because you know why? We got the freaking Miami Dolphins coming up next.
Yeah. All right, my brother's saying Hurts just doesn't look right.
Yeah, he don't. He doesn't. He doesn't look all there. And I think I finally started seeing him getting his speed back in the game before the Jets. But now I think he's trying to go for the home run ball a little bit too often. And that pass, the last pass to Devontae Smith, he shuffled to his left a little bit too many times. I'm thinking he's not seeing that particular side, the left side of the field, like he wants to. It might have been a thing where the green on white got him mixed up. Because, you know, when you play another team that wears the same color jerseys you do, even though it might be the green, you do get kind of confused once in a blue moon. And it does happen. And I don't care what anybody say, it does happen. That could have been a big, huge case. There wasn't many open receivers in this game. Be honest with you.
No, there wasn't. Even with their secondary backed up as they were, they had good coverage. They had good backup DBs out there, and I think the game plan was to attack those inexperienced or the backup DBs, and it did not work in our favor. There's a couple reasons why we didn't look like we looked. Jalen didn't play necessarily.
Stuff.
Yeah, he didn't look like his old self. This is the question I wanted to ask. I wanted to get your opinion, and you guys out there too. Do you think that we are, and I think I talked about a little bit about this in the post game. Do you think we are featuring players? Because and what I mean by that, I don't think that we should be featuring anybody. Our offense is that dynamic that I don't think that we should be featuring one receiver over the next. I think we should just be getting the ball to our playmakers as the play allows. Like,
yes,
we shouldn't be just calling plays for AJ. We shouldn't just be calling plays. You know, we shouldn't be featuring Devontae or whatever. And it's looked that way the past few weeks. The previous weeks, I mean, AJ's getting the ball a lot every week, but like last week, Goddard got the ball a lot. This game, they targeted Smith early in the game, if you recall. I think we need to get away from that and just play football, man. Just play football. We don't have, I don't think we have that luxury of being able to feature a player every week. You know, that I would love to be able to do that, because if you can do that, that means you have a awesome squad, and you have a superior squad to a lot of teams out here if you can come out and just feature one guy. But we don't have that luxury, and I don't want to have that luxury because I think it makes you stale and predictable. All you have to do is read the damn press clippings and see who's disgruntled on offense, and then you know who the Eagles are going to be featuring the next week. No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
We've right now in the past few weeks we have featured AJ Brown to a nauseum, and I saw a comment out there by our former quarterback McNabb. I didn't even read it. Normally I'm listening to WIP. This week I didn't listen to WIP. I'll be honest with you. Normally I hear it.
Power
And normally I can give you what the justice was going on in the city, but I didn't pay attention to that whatsoever. We do not what made this offense so explosive last year was the unpredictability of who might go off. Right? You had an unpredictability of Devontae going off today. You had an unpredictability of Quez getting his touches, right? Being productive. Dallas Goedert, you couldn't stop him. Smitty getting his. Like you at that particular point, you couldn't stop them, right? Because it was unpredictable how we were going to beat you. 1 week we beat the freaking Packers with Hurts having over 155 yards rushing. The next week he threw for over 355 yards. Like that was a perfect mix in itself of how the offense should run. It should run like that. Now we do have a new offensive coordinator who don't string together plays that runs in cohesion with each other. When I say cohesion with each other, sometimes you got to set up your play 3 plays before. Right? You got to set up that deep dig route with a short dig route with a short out route to set up the next deep dig route, right? You got to set up these stuff if you're a passing, if you're a veteran and experienced offensive coordinator. Now, I'm not trying to take anything from Brian Johnson, because pretty much we were on par.
We are.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Right? We're on par with the numbers that we had from last year. We're literally like neck to neck. It don't look like it, but we're neck to neck with the numbers that we had last year.
We're not falling for the banana and the tailpipe. We're a eye test type of people. We're an eye test type of fan base. You even said it. The eye test on the defense last year, although we had extraordinary numbers, the eye test, that didn't look like a dominating defense last year. And it looks more dominating this year, actually. It looks more dominating this year, and we don't have the numbers that we had.
I want to get you the stats from our first 6 games, our first 6 weeks last year to the first 6 weeks this year. We had 147 total points in 2022. 2023 has 148, 1 point higher. 2022, we had 2,367 total yards of offense. This year, we have 2,370 yards through 6 weeks. 44% completion percentage on third down. We're at 51 clip this year. We're at the same 5-point yards per play as we were last year. It don't look like it, right?
No, it doesn't.
It does not look like what we did witness last year, because we're not having those huge chunk plays. But this offense, every time you get them on the field, you have that feeling as an Eagles fan that, you know what, they're going to march it downfield.
Yeah.
And the scary thing about it is, to you, to me, to everybody out there, they haven't figured it out yet.
All right, look, Rachel had a good point. It's the OC. He's the only different piece. It's the same line, same tight end, same wide receiver. It's the only thing that's different is Brian Johnson. And I opened the program talking about that fact that outside of those first 15 plays that's scripted, because those plays look good in every game almost. Every time when they open the game, their opening drive, they usually march the ball down the field. Those first 15 scripted plays are fine. It's what happens after those first 15 plays that you have to worry about, because it seems like there's some inconsistency. We're not seeing enough creativity inside the red zone, and that all falls on the OC. And in this situation, Nick Sirianni also, because it's his offensive system we're running, right? So they got to clean it up. I know we're putting up yards. We're even putting up points. I think our average is going down a little bit after Sunday's game, but prior to that, we were averaging like 28 points a game. So you don't sneeze at something like that. But when you've seen a standard of football played last year, the way it was played, that is a little disappointing. I know every year is different. I do understand that every year is different. But we're comparing it. We're comparing it to last year. Is there anything wrong with doing that? Because we have basically the same personnel. So is there anything wrong with comparing this offense to last year's offense when basically nothing's changed but the offensive coordinator?
Well, when you look at the grand scheme of things, last year we scored in the red zone. This year we ain't scoring in the red zone.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's the big difference. That's the huge difference. I could tell you about the point difference. I could tell you about the yards being different. I can tell you about the yards, the third downs, and everything I just gave to you, right? I just gave you facts. Numbers lie, men, women lie, numbers don't. But at the end of the day, when you go look at the red zone efficiency, we're piss poor.
Yeah.
We're piss poor. We cannot score in the red zone this year for whatever reason. Is that the reason why we got Julio? Is that a reason why we got Julio to be that de facto receiver that frees up AJ and Devontae? Because now you got to worry about somebody that actually did it in his career. Because Dark Knight, you said give him 5 plays. How about all 5 plays are in the red zone? What are you going to do as a defense? You got AJ, Dallas, Julio, Devontae, Smitty, Swift, and Jalen Hurts. That's 6 different playmakers at any given time. Like if an offense coordinator is struggling, just tell the quarterback to throw it up to one of his receivers. That's one-on-one. That's it.
All right. Well, let's move the conversation over to what we can expect on Monday night. And remember, our Philadelphia Eagles play Monday night. There will be no game on Sunday. So I got an off day. I mean, for us, it's like an off day. It's not like during the season. Don't you feel like when we are able, like, it's an off day when we are able to just watch football with no responsibilities? That's a day off for us. So we get to do that on Sunday. But the game is Monday. All right. So we face Miami Dolphins on Monday, a high-flying powerhouse of an offense this year. Can we slow them down? I mean, our defense is the best unit on the team.
It's not Monday. The game's not Monday.
Is it? I thought it was Monday.
The game is
Sunday night.
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday night. It's Sunday night game.
Oh, Sunday night. Okay, all right. Yeah. Sunday night. All right. I knew it was a primetime game. I'm sorry. I got it mixed up with Monday. All right. Sorry. Sunday night game. All right. So we're not off. But it's a Sunday night game. I knew it was a primetime game. I got it mixed up. All right. So it's a Sunday night primetime game, and we face a very explosive Miami offense. But I think our defense is our best unit on this team at this present moment. Can this defense slow down this explosive offense?
If everybody's healthy, man. Right now, we're missing Brady Roby. We're missing. I didn't even know I could depend on Brady Roby until we got him. We're missing Reed Blankenship. We're missing Darius Slay. We're missing. Damn it! If you gotta trade the Water Boy and all the draft picks for Patrick Surtain, like the reports are saying, get him. I'm telling you right now, get him. It's going to be a tough task because if you look at it, Jalen Waddle is coming off of an injury, of a concussion. So before you can say, you know what, we need to always double team Tyreek Hill. Always double team Tyreek Hill. Then the rookie got off, Ameche, but he got injured. So he's not going to be in this game. But you still got these two explosive wide receivers that are faster than your fastest guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to double team him. You have to keep a guy over top of him. And you have to tell the defensive line and linebacker, say, listen, this is a game that we need you guys to step up. We paid money for you guys to be here. We spent a top round picks for you guys, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. You better play this game. I don't care how your ankle feel. You better play this game, right? Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. I need you to show up to this game because what eliminates speed is getting to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When you're able to
Right,
get to
right.
the quarterback, you can eliminate the speed that they have because that speed is real. Oh,
Right.
it's 70-point real.
Right. I think that's going to be definitely key, trying to get speed up the clock of what's his name, Tua, and getting some pressure, because we didn't get a lot of pressure on Wilson this past week either. So the pass rush is going to be key if we're going to stand any type of chance against these fast wide receivers. And I think, getting that, and you don't even have to bring them down as much as you need to get him get him off clock. You know what I'm saying? Like slowing him down, making him hold the ball a little longer, or get rid of the ball quicker. That's what I mean. Get rid of the ball quicker, because they really, really make a living, or make a lot of they eat off the explosive plays, right? So if you get to them, speed up their clock a little bit, and don't give those receivers time to get down the field. Make them get rid of the ball a little quicker. I think we'll have some success there, right?
Yeah,
this is a tough tandem to slow down, though. Wow.
I kind of agree with you, Dark Knight, but I also agree about being physical. Right?
Yeah.
That's finesse. When you go against a finesse squad, you know what beats a finesse squad? Getting punched in the mouth. Right? Listen, we all watch Roy Jones. We all watch boxing here and there, right? We watch Roy Jones being all smooth, put his guard down. But when he got punched in the mouth and got knocked out, and it looked like he was snoring for 18 days, he hasn't been the same since. His first knockdown, first knockout, he hasn't been the same since. It's the same thing with the Miami Dolphins. They're a track team. You know what beats track teams? If you take a baseball bat and just hit him in the face, if you take a fist and just beat him in the gut, listen, be physical with these guys. Not to the point where you got to injure them. We're not talking about that whatsoever. When I say be physical, play a cover 2 shell, yes. Play cover 2 man under shell, where you have you're double teaming both guys, and these linebackers, they have to play. You have to play because they got pretty good running back, Raheem Mostert, who's actually pretty doggone fast. But we're the number one rush defense in the NFL. So I need our defensive line to be physical. I need our linebackers to be physical. If they want to run these crossing routes to get these guys open, when they cross your face, hit them. Get that 5-yard penalty for illegal contact within 5 yards. Yes, I don't care. Get those Get those penalty yards and just be physical. That's all we ask you to be. More physical than they are, because they're gonna be finesse.
We win this game by being physical. That's what I think the game plan is: run the ball. Don't try to air it out with these guys. No, there's a track meet. Don't try to run with them.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Run the ball, limit their possessions, and go back to playing keep away. That's how you beat a team like this. You give them few opportunities with the ball. So you have to run the ball with our superior run offense. We have to use that. I hope they don't have brain freeze this week, but we're getting near the end of the show. So I want to make this announcement because someone came in the Eagles Talk group, our group. We have two, if you know anything about Eagles Talk, we're on Facebook. We, our home base is Facebook. So but we have a group page also. So if you're not a part of the Eagles Talk group, you might want to find that and become a part of that. But in that Eagles Talk group, a loyal follower came on and said, dude, we need to see y'all when y'all coming back. Don't wait to the playoff. We need that positive juju now. And that was a person who's a loyal patron of Miller's Ale House in Springfield, PA on Baltimore Pike. We were there all the playoffs last year, right? Both all playoff games, we were there. We were there for the Super Bowl too. And I'm happy to announce that we will be back at Miller's Ale House on October the 29th, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Next Sunday, we will be at Miller's Ale House for that 1 o'clock game against the Washington Commandos or Manders or I don't know what they call themselves today, but we will be there, and it's going to be a rocking time. The house is going to be jumping as it always is when we appear at Miller's Ale House. So make sure you think this is a fun show on air online. You could come out in person to see how much fun we have at Miller's Ale House. JT comes all the way up from Baltimore. Oh, that's where he's from, DC. DC. He comes up and joins in the fun, and everybody who's local also comes in and checks us out. But it's a fun time, man. It's a fun time. We're going to be at Miller's Ale House.
Comes up and mentions Eagles Talk. I'm buying shots for everybody that say Eagles Talk. I'm here for you guys. I'm buying you a shot.
Yeah. And that's big. I might get a triple shot of cranberry juice on Pat. Okay, but no, we have fun. we have fun, man. We have drink games. One time we did shots every time they scored touchdowns, and it was like a 30-point day that day. I remember that. All right, so yeah, we're gonna be. I'll start posting the flyers probably tomorrow or Saturday as soon as I get a chance to make it up. But no, I'm not. Sorry. See, I got a son in college.
I would love to do this. I would love to do this Dark Night. This one right here.
Well, y'all go to Texas and crash the Dallas game. Yeah, no doubt.
I would love to do that, man. I ain't gonna hold you up. I think I want to do that next year.
Dion, you always are not around when you always out of town by some mysterious. Every time we appear live, I'm not going to be here that week. I'm not going to be here that week. It's not on us. It's on you. I think you find out, and then you say, "Oh yeah, let me schedule something else." All right, you can't keep ducking us, Dion. You can't keep ducking us. Happy birthday tomorrow, Tony. Tony, it is it's my birthday now where you're at. Right? It's my birthday now. You're in tomorrow.
No, Shell's in Indiana, I think. I don't know where Shell. He's in the Midwest somewhere.
No, Shell's in he's in Indiana. He's in Indiana. Yeah. I talked to him the other day. Yeah, he's in Indiana
this weekend.
So so we'll be at Miller's Ale House on October the 29th. That's not this Sunday, but it'll be next Sunday. So if you guys are in the area, make sure you come through. A lot of fun.
I want to say this on air, Dark Night. What you think about taking a trip to Australia for one show?
Ooh.
In 2 years. We can't do that next year. I can't do it next year.
Yeah, unless we get sponsors. If I get sponsors, we can get there a little quicker. Right. I mean, we'll work on the sponsors.
Hey, Tony, work on those sponsors down there for us to come all the way there.
That would be fire. That would be fire.
Steph,
look at Steph.
You like, whoa. Me. Yes, you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna get out of here now. I'm not as happy as I thought I was going to be. I didn't know the baseball game came on early. I thought I was going to get off the air and then go watch the Phillies win, but it's already over. We lost. Damn it. All right, but anyway, we'll be back on Sunday. It's a late game, so don't expect us in the afternoon. We'll be on at 7:00 when the late games end. We'll be coming on at 7:00, getting you guys ready for the 8:25 kickoff of the Eagles versus Miami this Sunday. So join us then. Until then, y'all enjoy your weekend, man. Be safe. I'll see you guys on Sunday. We're out. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up. Crack that fool. Quarterback crack. Yo, sack that fool. Hit him.